Buying local, fresh and organic foods is very important because, one, you're not having any additives or preservatives, and it's those particular things that can really saturate the detoxification pathways. And in some children where they're genetically vulnerable, if you like, they will be the ones that are environmentally prejudiced by those contaminants. The other aspect, which is quite huge, is what is the role of some of the chemicals and pesticides that we use on the genetic programming of the child, both in the womb and when they're very young, when the system is rapidly growing, particularly the brain, and the sex organs. You know, there's a lot of vulnerability can be created later in life to the hormone responsive cancers that we see, and there's more evidence coming through about the nature of the pesticides, fungicides, and how they will obstruct the proper processing of our natural hormones. The most obvious thing to do is you've got to, first of all, it's what you feed your child. So I would recommend that you don't buy or feed your children anything that has preservatives or any additives in. That means the child's detoxification system isn't going to be overtaxed. Secondly, the nature of the diet will predispose what bacteria grow in the gut, so you want to protect that as much as possible. And by building the child's inherent stamina and vitality through the quality of the diet, the child should then not go on to get infections. If your child is prone to ear infections, then really the recommendations are you need to remove dairy from the diet, because that in itself can predispose the child to the middle ear infections, and then you won't need to have the antibiotics which cause all the problems.
And what?
Well, in my book, what I cover, how it would help the health consumer or a mother is to understand the interplay between the digestion, the bowel flora, certain food products, because we've got byproducts of milk and dairy that actually will sit on receptors in the brain and affect communication skills. You've got other natural products that are formed from foods which are called the phenolic compounds. They're the ones that give antioxidant capacity to the plant. In some children they will act as neurotransmitters, or they will mimic the neurotransmitter and actually inhibit the signals from getting through. So the book really explains how detoxification pathways operate in order to get rid of these essential toxins. I think once a mother or a parent understands that interrelationship, and if they feel that their child is at risk, they can then become very proactive and make informed decisions. You have to do it and try it, see if it works. It's like when I got into a whole thing over this genetic and environmental thing, into the whole argument, and it was just like, we can't separate the two.